Hi guys, still March 13, 2014. This was posted today and I will link below to the article. Worst of Connecticut cops bang your door in and come for your gun rant. Underreported. Well, it's not a surprise it was underreported. The internet has been justifiably abuzz of late about a Connecticut peace officer, who, in a chest-pounding Facebook rant last week, told gun rights advocates how ineffably eager he was to receive the order to kick in doors and confiscate guns. Specifically, and rather both indelicately and ungrammatically, Branford, Connecticut officer Joseph Peterson told gun rights advocates that "I give my left nut to bang down your door and come for your gun. You idiot, grow up." Coming at a time when Connecticut law has newly rendered scores of thousands of peaceable Connecticut gun owners felons, subject to 5 years in prison for declining to register their so-called assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, observers can hardly be blamed for finding it ominous that a Connecticut law enforcement officer is so enthusiastically on board with turning the Cold War between Connecticut private citizens and government hot. Of some reassurance is the news that Officer Peterson is suspended, while his alleged egregious behavior is investigated. Still, the question remains, which attitude more closely characterizes that of Connecticut law enforcement as a whole, Peterson's "give me the order," or the Branford Police Department leadership's apparent restraint? Keep in mind that Peterson was evidently sufficiently comfortable with his position to articulate it very publicly on Facebook. Presumably, we had some reason to expect to be able to express such a twisted position with he had some reason to expect to be able to express such a twisted position without facing unacceptable professional consequences. What has received less attention, arguably inadequate attention, is the sentiment expressed by Peterson earlier in the same Facebook discussion. According to an update in Selwyn Duke's American Thinker article on the subject, the same individual who prompted Peterson to express his eagerness to bang in his door actually provoked a statement far worse even than that. As Cameron Smith informed Duke, "Just wanted to thank you for the very fair article on the police officer in Connecticut. While yes, the conversation got very heated once he, Officer Joseph Peterson, was seen as a cop, he should have stepped way back. A lot of news articles are putting my quote in of me saying that he would put Jews in ghettos as the reason he went off. He actually went off well before that. I literally asked him if a law was passed to put Jews in the ghettos, would you? He literally said, 'Now you are being silly, but if it's the law, I enforce it. I don't make them.'" To me, that was the quote of the story that everyone is missing. Yep, as if Nuremberg never happened, Peterson evidently believes that just following orders justifies any evil, including rounding up victims of a planned Holocaust. We've seen that attitude before from the government monopoly on force, zealots, but it still shocks and appalls. Heaven help us if we ever sink to such degenerate, abject civility as to allow such depraved evil to not demand our willingness to fight it to our last breath. Peterson has erased the last doubt, if any still existed, that when he and his cohorts bang down our doors, they must be met with a wall of lead. Well, Officer Peterson found himself in trouble with more than just his department. That department is now forced to provide him with 24-hour security. He doesn't seem nearly as tough now, does he? 24-hour security. Armed security. Isn't that funny? Take away our guns, Peterson, but you now have to walk around getting protected with 24-hour armed security? What if they took away those arms, Peterson, from your security detail? What if your security detail wasn't armed? What if you weren't armed? How would you feel then? But unfortunately, we do have an awful lot of people. I believe we have more people who follow orders. And it doesn't matter what the order is, no matter how blatantly evil, they'll follow the order. Scary times. Okay, I will link below to this article. Have a great night.